Well, good morning. Good, good morning, members. All members will please come to the floor. All members will please come to the floor. Members will all please come to the floor. Because the hour of convening haven't arrived, all members will please come to the floor and take their seats. Mr. Clerk, will you ring the bell? Well, good morning. Good Wednesday morning. We're going to have the morning roll call. All members present will please vote green to signify your presence in the chamber, and Mr. Clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? All members voted, and if so, Mr. Clerk will Mr. Clerk will please lock the machine. Doorkeepers, will you please close the doors and keep them closed? As is our custom here in the house, we will begin our day with scripture reading and prayer by our chaplain, after which we will pledge allegiance to the flag of our country. This morning, our chaplain will be introduced by the gentleman from the 111th House District, Representative Ray Martinez. Representative Martinez.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and colleagues. Mr. Speaker, I now introduce you to Pastor Tommy Fontaine Sr. and his lovely wife, Diane. Pastor Tommy has been in the gospel ministry for 47 years. He has been the senior pastor at 1025 Church since 2013, with campuses in Monroe, Statham, and the Dominican Republic. The church has grown from 100 to over 1,000 during his tenure. Brother Tommy and his wife Diane reside in Monroe, Georgia. They have two preacher sons, Tommy Fontaine Jr. and Stephen Fontaine. Pastor Tommy has served actively at every level in the Southern Baptist life. He most recently served as chairman of the Georgia Baptist Executive Committee and now serves as a trustee at Truett-McConnell University. He serves as chaplain of the Monroe Police Department and the Walton County Sheriff's Department. Colleagues, I now introduce you to Pastor Tommy. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That's good service for those chaplains. Thank you for doing that. Appreciate you. Thank you.
I'm 5'5", 205. And what I lack in height, I've made in width. I'm glad this podium is kind of small today. Diane and I grew up in Columbus, Georgia. I grew up in the projects of Wilson Apartments and Peabody Apartments in Columbus, Georgia. When my dad got saved at the age of 36, we left those projects and the housing authorities, and we moved into a great area called Bibb City, right on the Chattahoochee River. And so in my life as a young person, I was always looking for security. And I'm convinced that a lot of people are seeking for security today. I'm reminded of what Paul writes in the book of Philippians. In chapter 1, he says it's the philosophy for Christian living. He says, for to me to live is Christ, and to die is gain. In chapter 2, he says it's the pattern for Christian living when he says, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. In chapter 3, we find the prize for Christian living when Paul writes there and he says, I press toward the mark for the prize of the high calling of God in Christ Jesus. And then in chapter 4, where I want to speak to you for just a couple of moments, we find the power for Christian living. And most of you could quote that verse with me when Paul said, I can do all things through Christ whom strengthens me. But when I look at chapter 4, I see all the security I need. I do believe that the world is seeking for security, but they're seeking in all the wrong places. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly lean on Jesus' name. On Christ the solid rock I stand. All other ground is sinking sand. Now let me take this text for just a moment and explain and share with you why I have security in my relationship with Christ. First of all, because of his presence. The Bible says in verse 4 of chapter 4, rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice. Let your moderation, your conduct, your lifestyle be known to all men. And then he uses a phrase, the Lord is at hand. For me as a believer, it's a joy to know that Jesus Christ is always with me. We talk about the omnipresence of the Lord. Jesus said, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. So my security is based upon his presence. But my security is also based upon his peace. And the Bible is clear to tell us there in verse number 6, be anxious for nothing. Boy, we need that one, don't we? He says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God, and the peace of God that surpasseth all understanding will guard your heart and minds through Christ Jesus. And then if I were to skip a little bit further down, he says, these things which you learned and received and heard and saw in me, these do, and God of peace will be with you. Now listen to me closely. I cannot explain the peace of God. No one can. The Bible says it is a peace that surpasseth all understanding. But I'm so glad that I've experienced the peace of God. So I know that I have security because of his presence, his peace, and then thirdly, because of his power. Paul said, I can do all things through Christ whom strengthens me. Prior to that, he says, I know what it's like to be abased. I know what it's like to abound. He says, I know what it's like to be hungry. He says, I know what it's like to be full. But he said, but in all things, I've learned whatever state I'm in, therewith to be content. And then he says, I can do all things through Christ whom strengthens me. The moment that I gave my heart and my life to Jesus Christ, an elderly gentleman, older than dirt, just a mill worker in the old Bibb mill, missing a couple of fingers on this hand and a couple of fingers on this hand. He told me about the love of Jesus. And even living in a dysfunctional home, my dad was a drug addict, my mom wasn't much better. God spoke to my heart as a kid, and I asked Jesus to come live in my heart. And let me say this as I close. The greatest source of power in this world is the Jesus who lives inside of you. Nobody can take him away from you. It doesn't matter what political party you are. It doesn't matter if you're Baptist or Methodist or non-denominational. What Jesus is concerned about in your life is, do you have Jesus living in your heart? The old great singer-songwriter that I grew up with, singing his songs years ago, Andre Crouch, said it this way. Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the answer for the world today. Above him there's no other. Jesus is the way. Let's pray together. Stand with me if you would. Father, to stand here with the Speaker of the House, I thank you for John. I thank you for Representative Ray Martinez, for all these gentlemen, these ladies who are standing with me now. I want to ask, Lord Jesus, would you touch them today? Let them know your presence. Let them know your peace. And Lord, remind them that the Jesus who lives inside of them is the greatest source of power in this world today. That is our security. We love you. Give them a great day. And may your presence be upon them. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Would you join me for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Tom.
Thank you.
Doorkeepers, you may open the doors. Brother Tommy,
Yes, sir.
Miss Diane, thank y'all for being here. What a great message. I didn't know you were multi-talented. Thanks for sharing that with us as well. But a great message. We appreciate it. That really gets our day started on the right page here today. And so thank you for being with us and taking time to serve. Now, members, you may join Brother Tommy and Miss Diane in the South Annie room and give him thanks and get a photo. Members, our doctor of the day today is Dr. Robert Newman. He's brought to us by our friend Representative Scott Holcomb. We appreciate Dr. Newman being with us today, and of course, if you need his services, you know where he's located. Chairman Hilton, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, is recognized. Chairman Hilton.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Your Committee on Information Audits, we have read the journal of the previous legislative day, and we have found it to be correct.
Thank you, Chairman Hilton.
Yes, sir.
Chairman Hilton, the chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, reports that the journal of the previous legislative day has been read and found to be correct. Is there any objection to dispense with the reading of the journal? Hearing none, the reading of the journal is dispensed with. Is there any objection to the confirmation of the journal? Hearing none, the journal is confirmed. Mr. Clerk will read the resolution establishing the order of business for the day. Mr. Clerk.
Representative Station, the 104th moves following be established as the order of business during the first part of the period. Unanimous consents. Introduction of bills and resolutions. First reading and reference of House bills and resolutions. Second reading of bills and resolutions. Reports of standing committees. Third reading and passage of uncontested local bills and resolutions. Morning orders.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolution establishing the order of business for the day? Hearing none, the resolution is adopted. First reading of bills and resolutions, Mr. Clerk will read.
House Bill 1596 by Representative Holcomb, the 101st bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 3 of Title 35 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation.
Judiciary,
House Bill
non-civil.
15 House Bill 1597 by Representative Jackson, the 68th Mitchell, the 88th Reese, the 140th Clark, the 108th Bazemore, the 69th. Bill be titled an act to amend Chapter 8 of Title 50 of the official code of Georgia annotated relating to the Department of Community Affairs.
State Planning and Community Affairs.
House Resolution 1857 by Representative Berry, the 56th, McQueen, the 61st, Delallier, the 59th, Reese, the 140th, Clark, the 108th. A resolution urging the Department of Education to increase teacher compensation.
Special rules.
House Resolution 1858 by Representative Davis, the 87th, Scott of the 76th, Schofield of the 63rd. A resolution urging the Georgia Congressional Delegation to pass the Essential Worker Pay Protection Act.
Special rules.
House Resolution 1859 by Representative Green and the 154th, Jones of the 47th, Burchett of the 176th, Mathiak of the 82nd, Earhart of the 36th. A resolution urging the Capital Arts Standards Commission and the governor to place a portrait of Governor Rufus Bullock on the state capitol.
Special rules.
House Resolution 1860 by Representative Hilton of the 48th, Dempsey the 13th, Silcox the 53rd, Werkhuis of the 157th, Petrie the 166th, and others. A resolution creating a House Study Committee on Comprehensive Services and Long-Term Outcomes.
Special rules.
House Resolution 1861 by Representative Sanchez of the 42nd, Fryer of the 122nd, and Bell of the 75th. A resolution applying the United States Congress to call a convention on Article 5.
Special rules.
That completes first readers.
Second reading of bills and resolutions, Mr. Clerk will read.
House Bill 1589 by Representative Mathis of the 133rd, a bill to amend an act reconstituting the Board of Commissioners of Telfair County. House Bill 1590 by Representative Mathis of the 133rd, a bill to repeal an amendment to the Constitution of Georgia providing that the county officers of Telfair County shall be ineligible to hold office under certain conditions. House Bill 1591 by Representative Drenner of the 85th, Lupton of the 83rd, Mitchell of the 88th, Crawford of the 89th, Draper of the 90th, and others. A bill to amend an act to create and establish in DeKalb County districts in which the members of the County Board of Education of DeKalb County shall be elected. House Bill 1592 by Representative Bonner of the 73rd, Mathiak of the 82nd, Hilton of the 48th, Berry of the 56th, and Elallier of the 59th. A bill relating to education. House Bill 1593 by Representative Sanchez of the 42nd, McQueen of the 61st, Cummings of the 39th. A bill relating to sale of alcoholic beverages on Sundays. House Bill 1594 by Representative Williams of the 168th and Deloach of the 167th. A bill to amend an act to provide a new charter for the city of Riceboro. House Bill 1595 by Representative Fry of the 122nd, Rhodes of the 124th, Gaines of the 120th, and Gisler of the 121st. A bill to amend an act to grant residents of Clark County and Clark County School District upon their homesteads an exemption from certain ad valorem taxes. House Bill 1598 by Representative Hatchett of the 155th, a bill to provide a homestead exemption from Lorenz County School District ad valorem taxes for educational purposes. House Bill 1599 by Representative Jackson of the 128th, a bill to amend an act to create the Sandersville School Building Authority. House Bill 1600 by Representative Santos of the 117th, a bill to create the City of McDonough Public Facilities Authority. House Bill 1601 by Representative Dubnick of the 29th, Hawkins of the 27th, Cox of the 28th, and McCollum of the 30th, a bill to provide a homestead exemption from City of Gainesville ad valorem taxes for municipal purposes. House Bill 1602 by Representative Dubnick of the 29th, Hawkins of the 27th, Cox of the 28th, and McCollum of the 30th, a bill to provide a homestead exemption from City of Gainesville Independent School District ad valorem taxes for educational purposes. House Resolution 1829 by Representative Owl of the 50th, a resolution urging Georgia schools and boards of education to adopt evidence-based discipline policies and procedures to address the public health crisis in student vape and e-cigarette use. House Resolution 1830 by Representative Howard of the 71st and Huddleston of the 72nd, a resolution recognizing Lieutenant Colonel Larry Buford Boggs and dedicating an intersection in his honor. House Resolution 1831 by Representative McDonald of the 26th, Anderson of the 10th, Cannon of the 172nd, Yerta of the 152nd, and Chastain of the 7th. A resolution creating the House Study Committee on Local Government Financial Audits. House Resolution 1832 by Representative Kelly of the 16th, Chokus of the 151st, Anderson of the 10th. A resolution creating the House Study Committee on the Assessment and Collection of Technology Fees by Local Governments. Senate Bill 622 by Senator Jackson of the 41st, Anderson of the 43rd, Harrell of the 40th, Parent of the 44th. A bill to amend an act to incorporate the City of Tucker. Senate Bill 623 by Senator Wicks of the 34th, Parent of the 44th, and Davenport of the 17th. A bill to amend an act creating the State Court of Clayton County. Senate Bill 624 by Senator Williams of the 25th. A bill to amend an act to create the Public Facilities Authority of the City of Milledgeville and Baldwin County. Senate Bill 625 by Senator Parent of the 44th, a bill to amend an act creating the City of Decatur Public Facilities Authority. Through second readers.
Members, we're going to move into reports of standing committees. Then we're going to have some morning orders before we take up the local calendar, or at least one morning order. Mr. Clerk will read the reports of standing committees. The clerk will read.
Representative Robert Dickey, the 134th District Chairman of the Committee on Agriculture and Consumer Affairs, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Agriculture and Consumer Affairs has had under its consideration the following bill of the Senate. This is instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendation. Senate Bill 33, to pass by a substitute, respectfully submitted Representative Robert Dickey of the 134th District Chairman. Representative Matt Hatchett of the 155th District Chairman of the Committee on Appropriations submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Appropriations had under its consideration the following bills of the Senate and instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendation. Senate Bill 498, do pass by committee substitute, respectfully submitted Representative Matt Hatchett of the 155th District Chairman. Representative Josh Bonner of the 73rd District, Chairman of the Committee on Defense and Veteran Affairs, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Defense and Veteran Affairs has had under its consideration the following bill of the Senate. It has instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendations. Senate Bill 555, due pass by committee substitute, respectfully submitted. Representative Josh Bonner of the 73rd District, Chairman. Representative Chris Irwin of the 32nd District, Chairman of the Committee on Education, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Education has had under its consideration the following bills of the Senate. It has instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendations. Senate Bill 472, due pass by substitute. Senate Bill 589, due pass by substitute. Senate Bill 515, due pass. Senate Bill 425, due pass by substitute. Senate Bill 475, due pass by substitute. Senate Bill 431, due pass by substitute. Senate Bill 513, due pass by substitute, respectfully submitted. Representative Chris Irwin of the 32nd District, Chairman. Representative Hawkins of the 27th District, Chairman of the Committee on Health, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Health has had under its consideration following bills of the Senate, and has instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendations. Senate Bill 411, due pass by substitute, respectfully submitted. Representative Hawkins of the 27th District, Chairman. Representative Lauren McDonald of the 26th District, Chairman of the Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination Local, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination Local has had under its consideration the following bills of the House and Senate. Has instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendations. House Bill 1559, due pass. House Bill 1567, due pass by substitute. House Bill 1570, due pass. House Bill 1571, due pass. House Bill 1577, due pass. House Bill 1578, due pass. House Bill 1580, due pass by substitute. House Bill 1586, due pass. Senate Bill 359, due pass by substitute. Senate Bill 469, due pass by substitute. Senate Bill 567, due pass. Respectfully submitted. Lauren McDonald of the 26th District, Chairman. Representative Gunner of the 8th District, Chairman of the Committee on Judiciary, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Judiciary has had under its consideration the following bills of the Senate. It has instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendations. Senate Bill 403, due pass by committee substitute. Senate Bill 532, due pass by committee substitute. Senate Bill 552, due pass by committee substitute. Respectfully submitted. Representative Gunner of the 8th District, Chairman. Representative Camp of the 135th District, Chairman of the Committee on Judiciary Juvenile, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Judiciary Juvenile has had under its consideration the following bill of the Senate. This instructed me to report same back to the House with following recommendations. Senate Bill 8, due pass by a substitute, respectfully submitted. Representative Camp of the 135th District, Chairman. Representative Smith of the 18th District, Chairman of the Committee on Judiciary Non-Civil, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Judiciary Non-Civil has had under its consideration the following bills of the Senate. Has instructed me to report the same back to the House with the following recommendation. Senate Bill 591, due pass. Senate Bill 468, due pass by substitute. Senate Bill 163, due pass by substitute. Respectfully submitted. Representative Smith of the 18th District, Chairman. Representative John Corbett of the 174th District, Chairman of the Committee on Motor Vehicles, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Motor Vehicles has had under its consideration the following bill of the Senate. Has instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendations. Senate Bill 76, due pass by substitute. Respectfully submitted. Representative John Corbett of the 174th District, Chairman. Representative Clint Crow of the 118th District, Chairman of the Committee on Public Safety and Homeland Security, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Public Safety and Homeland Security has had under its consideration the following bills of the Senate. Has instructed me to report back to the Senate with the following recommendations. Senate Bill 442, due pass by substitute. Senate Bill 527, due pass. Respectfully submitted. Representative Clint Crow of the 118th District, Chairman. Representative Scoggins of the 14th District, Chairman of the Committee on Special Rules, submitted the following report. Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Special Rules has had under its consideration the following resolutions to the House. It's instructed me to report same back to the House with the following recommendations. House Resolution 1650, due pass. House Resolution 1657, due pass. House Resolution 1665, due pass by committee substitute. House Resolution 1674, due pass. House Resolution 1703, due pass. House Resolution 1707, due pass. House Resolution 1748, due pass by committee substitute. House Resolution 1749, due pass. House Resolution 1755, due pass. House Resolution 1789 do pass. House Resolution 1792 do pass. Respectfully submitted, Representative Scoggins, the 7th of the 14th District, and Chairman. That completes the reading of the reports of standing committees.
All right, members, we have a local calendar this morning. We have a lot of guests in the gallery and a lot of guests on the floor. We want to be very respectful. Members, if you will get close to your seats, we're getting ready to vote on the local calendar. Members, we're going to have third reading and passage of uncontested local bills. The first, I'm going to recognize Chairman McDonald for a motion, I think. For what purpose does Chairman McDonald rise?
I'd like to make a motion.
State your motion.
I'd like to make a motion withdraw HB 1567 and SB 359 from the local calendar and recommit it back to intergovernmental coordination.
Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to HB 1567 and SB 359?
House Bill 1567 by substitute by Representative LaHood of the 175th, the City Equipment. House Bill 1567 transfers all legal rights, privileges, and assets of the City Equipment to the Brooks County. Senate Bill 359 by substitute by Senator Jones of the 10th, Henry County. Senate Bill 359 revises the Code of Ethics for the Board of Commissioners of Henry County.
On the gentleman's motion that HB 1567 and SB 359 be withdrawn from the calendar and recommitted to the Committee on Intergovernmental Coordination, is there objection? Hearing none, is so ordered. If there is no objection, we will vote on the local calendar as a whole with a recorded vote without HB 1567 and SB 359. Hearing none, it is so ordered. Mr. Clerk will read the local calendar.
House Bill 1559 by Representative Glaze, the 67th City, Palmetto. House Bill 1570 by Representative Mathis, the 133rd City of Cochran, Bleckley County. House Bill 1571 by Representative Stevens, the 164th Bryan County. House Bill 1577 by Representative Saints, the 180th City of Woodbine. House Bill 1578 by Representative Gaines, the 120th Town of Arcade. House Bill 1580 by substitute by Representative Holly, the 116th Henry County. House Bill 1587 by Representative Gaines, the 20th Town of Bogart. Senate Bill 469 by substitute by Senator Still of the 48th Forsyth County. Senate Bill 567 by Senator Harbis of the 156th City of Ellaville, Schley County.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Is there an objection to the previous question being ordered on the local calendar? Hearing none, the previous question is ordered. Is there any objection to agreeing to the report of the committee, which was favorable to the passage of the bills? Hearing none, the report of the committee is agreed to. Shall these bills now pass? All those in favor of the passage of the bills on the local calendar will vote yes. On the local calendar without House Bill 1567 and SB 359 will vote yes. All those opposed will vote no, and Mr. Clerk will unlock the machines. Have all members voted? All members voted. All members voted. If so, Mr. Clerk will lock the machines. On the passage of the local calendar without House Bill 1567 and Senate Bill 359, the yeas are 164, the nays are 0. This bill has received the requisite constitutional majority. They are passed. All right, members, we're going to have some special invite resolutions and then a special morning order. So I'm going to invite all members please come to the floor and take your seats. Thank you, doorkeepers. We have a couple of invite resolutions, and we're going to start with House Resolution 1885. We're going to ask the clerk to read the caption of House Resolution 1885. Mr. Clerk.
House Resolution 1885 by Representative McDonald of the 26th, Baird of the 24th, Jaspers of the 11th, Jones of the 25th, Clark of the 100th, and others. A resolution recognizing April 2026 as Autism Acceptance Month and April 2nd, 2026 as World Autism Awareness Day, and commending Connor Tomlinson for his work advocating for the autism community.
You know, members, before I recognize Chairman McDonald, you know, isn't it always special when we get to do something like this and it's someone you know and a friend and someone you respect and admire? It's kind of where we are this morning. So I want all members to please give the gentleman who's about to speak to this House Resolution 1885 your fullest of attention. Thank you, members. Chairman McDonald, if you'll come speak to House Resolution 1885, it'd be most appreciated.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, it's a great pleasure to have a great Forsythian here today in the House chambers. Connor Tomlinson, he's been representing Forsyth County kind of on the world stage as he's been part of the Netflix series Love on the Spectrum. And Connor lives in District 24, which is Representative Barrett's district, but he thought he'd come over to District 26 to get here on the floor today. And I welcome him and his family, his mom, Lee Smith, and a friend that's big in working for ASD around the South and going to different states. And she's from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. And we're great to have Layla Luna here. And appreciate you being here today and the work that you're doing for ASD in the Southeast, and hope we can take it across the nation. But I want Connor to come up and say a few words. And before you leave here today, I know you've been doing Love on the Spectrum with Netflix. We need you to go across this Capitol and do some love in the Capitol for that Senate here to help us get through the rest of this session. So we appreciate you, Connor.
Thank you, Speaker Burns, Representative Lumsden, Representative McDonald, Representative Crow, and members of the House for having me here today to recognize April as Autism Acceptance Month and for being here in support of Rio's Law. I have a lot of people I want to thank for this. First and foremost, I want to thank God for giving me this opportunity to support the neurodiverse community and our first responders charged with protecting them. I want to thank my mom for helping me through every inch of it, through thick and thin. I want to thank my family for being here to support me. And I want to thank all of you for being here to help support Rio's Law. And of course, the founder and CEO of Just Be, Miss Layla Luna, and of course her son Rio, for whom this law is named. Today, I am hoping, God willing, with your support, we help usher in a new beginning for Georgia as we strive to make this state safer for the autistic and neurodiverse. Today, I hope we usher in a new dawn. Thank you.
Connor was trying to leave. I got to get a picture with a celebrity. That's what I'm talking about, y'all.
Thank you, Speaker.
Don't leave yet, Mr. Speaker. Connor, you're my hero, man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for what you stand for and what you've done. Layla, thanks for your continued emphasis on doing something, making sure we get it right, making sure our great friends in public safety understand who we are and what we're about. So I think it's a very appropriate day they're here as well. So O'Connor draws a crowd wherever he goes, doesn't he? Aren't we very proud of him as a Georgian, but very especially important about the work you're doing. We want to be there for you. We will be. So thank you all, Lee. Thanks for everything y'all are doing. We are most grateful for y'all taking time to be with us today. Thank you very much, and Godspeed to you, and good luck. God bless you. It's a great day to be a Georgian, isn't it? That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, members. And welcome to family members and friends, all fans of Connor, all right? Thank y'all. Y'all stand and let us show our appreciation for you being here with Connor. Connor has quite the schedule, but if you'd like to have a photo with Connor, I think he's going to hang out in that South Ante room for just a few moments. So go let him know how much you admire him and his work. So members, we have one more invite resolution, but they're detained over in the Senate. Go figure, right? But we'll get that done in just a few minutes. It's important as well. Members, if you'll come to the floor, we're going to begin our morning orders, and we have a whole slew of morning orders, but we will have one very special morning order that we're going to take up first, and we have some friends here on the floor and some family members. But I'm going to allow the gentleman from down in McIntosh County, Chairman Buddy DeLoach, to be recognized for a morning order. Please give the gentleman your attention, please, and some friends of this morning order, the gentleman that's the focus of this morning order. So if you'll please, gentlemen, we'll suspend just for a moment. Doorkeepers, you'll have to manage that door at the South Ante room. Members that are wanting to see Connor, I need your attention on the floor. Members, if you're headed out of the South Ante room, I need your attention on the floor just for a minute before you exit. Thank you. Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First of all, I want to thank these friends you mentioned with me. I want to thank Chairman Werkheiser for working with me and bringing this resolution. I want to thank two very special former law enforcement officers, and I guess they always will be that, Chairman Hitchens and Chairman Lumsden. We're here this morning to remember and honor a very special law enforcement officer who gave many years of his life to that. I want to recognize Sid Miles' wife, Lana Miles, and his son, a third-year state trooper, currently assigned to the governor's detail, Matthew Miles. I want to thank the First Lady of the DeLoach household, Linda DeLoach, for being here with them, and friend Woody Fields, and also Colonel Billy Hitchens. Thank you for that. In 1992, Sid Miles stood in this very spot and took the oath of office to be the Colonel of the Georgia State Patrol and the Commissioner of the Georgia Department of Public Safety. That oath was administered by Governor Zell Miller for the next 7 years, Sid dedicated his life with a very definite strength of purpose and led with the integrity and determination that it takes to lead the #1 state law enforcement agency in this country. And so it's proper this morning that we honor him and thank his family for all the support that they gave him over the years for that service.
Thank you, Representative DeLoach. Members, I think it'd also be appropriate this morning, I'm going to ask the clerk to read that resolution as we honor the service and the memory of a great Georgian, a great public servant, a man who dedicated his life to his neighbor, serving very proudly, wearing the blue and gray. Mr. Clerk, will you read the resolution?
House Resolution 1581 by Representative Werkheiser of the 157th, DeLoach of the 167th, Hitchens of the 161st, and Burns of the 159th. A resolution honoring the life of Mr. Sidney R. Miles and dedicating a road in his memory and for other purposes. Whereas Mr. Sidney R. Miles has long been recognized by the citizens of this state for the vital role he has played in leadership and his deep personal commitment to the welfare of the citizens of Georgia. And whereas Mr. Miles began working for the Georgia State Patrol in 1969 as a radio operator at Post 36 Douglas while attending South Georgia College. And whereas a second-generation trooper, Mr. Miles graduated from the 44th Georgia State Patrol Trooper School in 1974. And whereas Mr. Miles' career in law enforcement spanned 30 years, and he retired with the rank of colonel as Commissioner of the Department of Public Safety. And whereas he exhibited extraordinary devotion to duty, outstanding loyalty, fine leadership, and meticulous attention to detail in all his duties, and was highly regarded by the citizens of his community and state and by local government officials as a person of unquestioned integrity and dedication to the sound principles of law enforcement. And whereas Mr. Miles led an exceptional career of public service, always putting public safety and the citizens of this state first, and his inspiring commitment to the welfare of others stands as a shining example of the positive effect law enforcement professionals have on the lives and well-being of others. And whereas it is abundantly fitting and proper that this remarkable and distinguished Georgian be recognized appropriately by dedicating a road in his memory. Now, therefore, be it resolved and enacted by the General Assembly of Georgia that the portion of State Route 23 from W.R. Coleman Road to Brazils Creek in Tottenham County is dedicated as the Sidney R. Miles Memorial Highway. Be it further resolved that the Department of Transportation is authorized and directed to erect and maintain appropriate signs dedicating the Sidney R. Miles Memorial Highway.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Family, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing Colonel Miles. I guess he would like to be remembered to his Trooper Miles, wouldn't he? Because I think the blue and gray always respect. He would not have been a colonel and commissioner of public safety without being dedicated to his fellow officers, those who serve and wear that blue and gray, to his family, but properly, the most important mission that he has was to dedicate it to the people of this state. And I'm sure he put that mission very highly, not above his family, not above his God, but very high on his priorities in life. And I think that is clearly respected by the love and devotion, the affection that I've seen expressed for Colonel Miles and his life and his legacy with us. So thank you, family, for being with us. Thank you for sharing him with us. And thank you, we thank God, the good God that we all honor, that he would allow us to have a man like Colonel Sid Miles to lead this department and be such a public servant to all the people of this state. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, members, for your attention. We appreciate it all. And thanks for this this honor of naming part of our state highway system in honor of a good, good man. So thank you very much. Members, you may be seated. Let's do the condolence. Members, I'm going to ask the family to step out to the South Anteroom, and you may join them there. But first, members, we're going to move on with some morning orders as soon as we clear a little bit, because we have 3 morning orders that are condolences. So I'm going to ask you to give me your attention. This one has nothing to do with condolences, but a former member of this House, a dear, dear friend who led the Education Committee while he was here, Representative Tom Dixon. Let's make Tom welcome and welcome him back to the People's House. a little change in schedule. We'll move on to morning orders in just a moment, and then we'll have our first 3 morning orders will be condolences, but we have another invite resolution to a very special group of folks, our TCSG leadership and students and instructors that have been recognized. So I'm going to ask the members to please come to the floor, take a seat, and give the opportunities for conversations to lead your attention in this direction. Members, we're getting ready to honor some hard-working Georgians that are striving to make our state and themselves the very best they can be. So, doorkeepers, if you can control those doors. Members, if you need a absolute critical conversation, please take it to the ante room. We have a couple of conversations that are continuing. I want those conversations to change their direction. Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to House Resolution 1276? Mr. Clerk.
House Resolution 1276 by Representative Martin of the 49th, Barrett of the 24th, Carpenter of the 4th, Blackman of the 146th, Gamble of the 15th, and others, a resolution recognizing and commending the 2025 Technical College System of Georgia Award winners.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. I want to recognize Chairman Chuck Martin to speak to House Resolution 1276. Chairman Martin.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure and an honor to chair the House Higher Education Committee, but especially today as we recognize and honor award recipients from the Technical College System of Georgia. Our technical college system stands as a beacon across the United States in the job they do preparing Georgians for the future of work. And that could not be done without our instructors and without these outstanding students. I'm going to step aside now and turn over the program to Mark Peavy, the Chief of Staff for the Technical College System of Georgia, and he will introduce these fine award winners to our members of the House. Mr. Peavy.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, members of the House, thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Thank you more than that for the opportunity to recognize 4 extremely important folks to us across the Technical College System of Georgia. This is our opportunity, and we wanted to present these folks to you to both really to just recommend and honor our 4 leaders of the year across both adult education and our technical education program. We serve in technical education almost 160,000 folks across the system, across the state through everything that TCSG does. We'll work with over 500,000 Georgians. Without your support, we could not do what we do here. And so that being said, just real quickly introduce you to the 4 folks that are up here with me as we look at each of their accomplishments. Number 1, our gold winner, Jason Colbert. Jason is from Southeastern Technical College. Our goal is our Technical Education Student of the Year, and Jason represents us well there. Follow that, Dr. Ekaterina Merzikalova. She is our Rick Perkins Award winner, which is our Technical Education Teacher of the Year. We have our Eagle winner. Again, that is our Adult Education Student of the Year, Miss Noelia Sargento, I'm sorry, I always forget the A at the end of that one. And then finally, our Adult Education Teacher of the Year, Stacy Mabry. These folks. These folks all have tremendous stories that could not happen without your support. So again, I thank you for that. But more importantly, let me get out of the way and let you hear from our Student of the Year. It's his brief story about how technical education has affected his life. So.
Good morning. My name is Jason Colbert, and I'm a resident of Vidalia, Georgia, and a recent graduate of Southeastern Technical College. And I stand before you today as the Gold winner, State Winner of the Year, and as a registered nurse. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. Technical education is one of the most powerful drivers of Georgia's workforce. It prepares individuals not just to graduate, but to go to work. Across our state, students are gaining real-world skills in healthcare, skilled trades, public safety, industry, ready to step into critical roles from day one. And if we're being honest, when something breaks, when care is needed, when systems fail, we depend on people who know how to fix it, build it, or care for it. That's the workforce that technical education provides. I can personally attest to this. For nearly 20 years, I've served as a hospice CEO in rural Georgia. I had a career that I love, but I also have a lifelong dream of becoming a nurse. And at 46 years old, I made the decision to go back to school. I admit sitting in a classroom with 18-year-olds was humbling. They had speed, I had reading glasses. But what mattered is I had a path. Through Georgia's technical college system, I earned my nursing degree, passed the NCLEX, and returned to the bedside, not just as a leader, but as a clinician. And I can tell you, this story isn't just mine. There are people all across Georgia, working adults, parents, individuals in midlife who still carry a dream. For many of them, technical education is the vehicle that makes that dream possible. It tells them it's not too late. It gives them a real, attainable path forward. And that impact reaches far beyond the individual. Simply put, technical education is not just supporting Georgia's workforce, it's powering it. Thank you for your continued support of technical education and your commitment to the people of Georgia.
House, I think this is proof of your commitment to technical education in our state. Y'all don't leave yet. We're gonna take a photo. We always have to take a photo. We have to prove you've been here. But I think this is proof, and what a great story, Jason. That is awesome, and we appreciate this House, his continued leadership and support, whether it be in policy or whether it be in appropriations, and ensuring that Mark and the commissioner have the ability to lead an awesome group of institutions across our state. I know there's a number of them down in the area that I represent, and certainly this is proof of what we're doing, that we're getting it right, we're changing people's lives, and we're changing Georgians' lives because of the service that is provided by these folks who better themselves and then make all of mankind, make their neighbors better. So thank you for being here. We're delighted to recognize you today, and thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for what you're going to do for your neighbor. Thank you very much. Thanks, members. Members, we have a couple of farewell speeches, but we're going to move on to morning orders. And the first three morning orders are going to be condolences. So we're going to recognize those members first. Representative Tangi Herring is going to be recognized first. Then Representative, he's already down. And then Representative Rahman. Those three will be recognized. Members, I want to ask you to join me in standing. We'll give you a little more flexibility on your morning order as far as timing goes for your condolences, and then we'll move on into our regular morning orders in a moment. So we'll recognize Representative Tangi Herring and friends that will join her. Representatives recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members of the House. I rise today to honor the life and legacy of Mr. Larry Cornelius Evans, a dedicated public servant and community leader who impacted every generation that he came upon. Mr. Evans was born on July 8, 1949, and raised in Forsyth, Georgia. His roots in Monroe County shaped his lifelong commitment to service. After graduating from Hubbard High School, attending Fort Valley State University, and serving the United States Army during the Vietnam War, he returned home to give back to his community. In Monroe County, Mr. Evans made history as the first African American elected to the Board of Commissioners. Over 33 years of service, he worked tirelessly to improve the lives of others, securing millions of dollars in federal and state funding for roads, water, and sewer infrastructure, public safety, and community development, while also supporting restoration of the historic courthouse. I had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Evans during my first bid for House District 143. He encouraged me and offered me wisdom and kindness. He helped me put out signs. He always had a kind word to say. And even when I was redistricted to 145, he told me to keep on pressing on. Mr. Evans was a devoted husband and father. He leaves behind his beloved wife of 55 years, Miss Annie Ray Hansford Evans, and his children, Sandra Evans Walton and Audrell Evans and Farrell Evans. If you all would please stand. Thank you. To Mrs. Evans and the entire family, thank you for your sacrifice and for sharing him with all of us. God bless you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the well.
Thank you for being with us, Evans family. We appreciate the sacrifices y'all made to support Mr. Evans and as he served his neighbors. Members, if you'll continue standing, I'm going to recognize Representative Flournoy. Give the gentleman your attention, please. Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, members. This morning, I rise to honor the memory of Halo Sky McGuffey. Her family is with us, parents Drew and Shannon McGuffey, along with Melody McGuffey. If you all would please stand, family and friends. Halo Sky was born, her mother was 20 weeks pregnant with her. She was born and she lived for 10 hours. But within that 10-hour time frame, she made such a significant impact, not only on her family, but on our community. And so this morning, I have a resolution that I'm going to present to the family as well as to friends. And so I'm going to read a portion of it. It says, Halo Sky entered this world with a spirit that touched her family, community, and all who heard her story. And although her time was brief on earth, Halo Sky brought profound love, hope, and connection to those around her, reminding us of the preciousness of every moment. And whereas her family cared with her with unwavering strength, faith, and tenderness, ensuring that her life, though short, was surrounded by immense love. And whereas Halo Sky's legacy continues to inspire compassion to countless families who experience infant loss. So this morning we want to recognize the family, and as a vow of solidarity, there's also another mother who also has experienced death as well of her daughter, Ms. Jeanette Williams, that's in the gallery as well. But Mr. Speaker, I want to just take this time to offer a moment of silence for Halo Sky's memory and her life. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We yield the will.
Thank you, Representative Floyd. Our condolences to the families, both families. Thank you all for being here with us as we honor the memory. Thank you all so very much. And again, God bless you all. Members, if you'll continue to stand, I'm going to recognize Representative Rua Roman and friends.
Hello. Oh, I'm waiting. Okay, I guess maybe they are not coming. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, I rise today to honor the life and memory of Sister Aisha Jeffries, who has been an incredible mentor to so many of us. In fact, today we have students from the Muhammad School, her family, her friends, her colleagues. They've practically filled the entirety of the visitors gallery, but this is somebody who has lived an incredible, incredible life. She has been an advisor to leaders internationally, nationally, and locally. She has been incredibly active right here in the city of Atlanta, which she has called home for the majority of her life. And I am just so deeply honored to be doing this resolution in her name. So if her family and friends and the students will stand, please, so we can recognize you and thank you for being here today, for us to be able to do this. So if you'll give them just a quick round of applause for being here and for sharing her with us. It means a lot. And lastly, if you will just join me in a brief moment of silence to honor her memory. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield the will. Oh, and they're going to be in the anteroom. They'll be in the anteroom to take photos with us as well, so come on down. Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us, and great memories. Okay, members, we have two members that are going to speak to us, and I want to give them plenty of time. So we have about 15 or 20 morning orders, so we're going to begin. I'm going to give you 1 minute. Hopefully you can do it for less than that. I'm going to recognize Representative Lisa Campbell for a morning order. Representative Campbell, could I pause you for a moment? There's a couple of groups that need to leave, and I didn't realize that. So I'll recognize Representative Leader Hughley and Representative Reese, and then Representative Miller. You would be next up. Y'all please give the lady and the gentleman well your attention. Ladies recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We will certainly try to be quick. We have some special people that are here with us today from the Columbus area. Our district attorney, Mr. Don Kelly, is here today. I don't know if he's still in the room, but we want to thank him for being here. If you would give him a round of applause for us, please. We also have with us today from Columbus, Mr. Kamai Marshall, who served with the Biden administration. Is he still here in the gallery? Let's give him a round of applause, please. Wave your hand at us, Mr. Marshall. Thank you, sir. And Mr. Speaker, we are proud to have with us today in this hollow chamber some of the greatest athletes known to the state of Georgia, two-time state champion Carver High School football, George Washington Carver High School. Gentlemen, if you would wave your hand to us. And Mr. Speaker, we also have the principal with us here today, Mr. LaCoya Day over here to my left, and the head football coach, a very special guy, Mr. Jarvis Jones, who is also a UGA Bulldog, SEC Defensive Player of the Year, NFL first-round draft pick, Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as the Arizona Cardinals. His first year coaching, Mr. Speaker, he led that team to a state championship, a repeat state championship. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't care what they tell you, just know the best come out of Columbus, Georgia.
He's a big guy, so I won't argue that this morning. I can say, welcome to the People's House. Good to have you. Representative Miller. Representative Tanya Miller, please give the lady your attention, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. Today I rise to welcome some very special guests we have in the House today. I'm incredibly proud to welcome in the gallery, I think we're still here, the bright young leaders of the historic Muhammad schools in Atlanta, East Atlanta. They are visiting the Capitol today with Engage. Stand up, kiddos. Visiting the Capitol today with Engage for a day of civic advocacy. For decades, the Muhammad schools have been a pillar of the academic excellence and character that we have come to expect from this community. These students aren't just reading about democracy, they're practicing it, they're walking the halls, meeting lawmakers, and making their voices heard. I want to thank Engage for their dedicated work in fostering civic literacy and empowering our youth. Sister Salima, I think, is up there. To the students, never ever forget that this Capitol belongs to you. Your voices matter, and your leadership is needed now more than ever. Please join me in giving them a warm welcome. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We yield the well.
Thank you, Representative. Welcome to the students from the Muhammad School. Good to have y'all. Representative Campbell, thank you for your patience. We appreciate your patience, and let us go move you back. So, Representative Campbell and friends is recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, today I rise to recognize and celebrate Executive Function Day at the Capitol. You may know, executive function is the set of cognitive skills like mental flexibility, focus, organization, planning, independent learning that are essential to ensuring our students graduate prepared for college and career. These skills allow our students to manage their goals, organize their tasks, and persist. This is the third year we are celebrating, and today we are super excited to have teachers and students from Sumter County, from Baldwin County, and from Washington County here today to meet with all of you to talk about the importance of teaching our students these important skills. I also want to have a special recognition for Sucheta Kamath, who is the nation's leading expert in executive function, and welcoming her and all executive champions to the Georgia House today. Will you stand and let us recognize you? You're all invited to join us in a reception following in Cap 125. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and we yield the well.
Thank you. Good to have you all. Thanks for your making yourselves better through this executive function. Let's see, Representative Beckles and some friends, I believe. Ladies recognize Representative Beckles. Representative Clark, Jasmine Clark, you're next. Ladies recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I rise with great pride and honor to commend the exceptional business and true representative of our great state, Olé Mexican Foods. Olé has earned the highest recognition from the Georgia Secretary of State. This Norcross-based Latina-founded, woman-led family business exemplifies exactly why Georgia is one of the best states to do business. This recognition is a powerful testament to Olé's impact. It tells the world that when people encounter Olé, they're encountering the very best of what Georgia has to offer. They are not just conducting business, they are building bridges, fostering goodwill, and strengthening our state's reputation across the nation and around the globe. Could the leadership team of Olé please stand and be recognized? Mr. Speaker, it was such late notice they couldn't bring any tacos today, but it's Wednesday. I yield well.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for that recognition. Representative Jasmine Clark is recognized for a morning order. Give the lady your attention, please, and some friends.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today, we are celebrating Black Maternal Health Advocacy Day, and we are joined by Black Mamas Matter Alliance Incorporated, who is here to commemorate their Black Maternal Health Week, which actually happens on April 11th, and also to advocate for better health outcomes and eliminating, I'm using that word on purpose, eliminating preventable pregnancy-related deaths in the state of Georgia. If you are here, could you please rise in the gallery? Thank you so much for your work and your advocacy and for joining us today in the People's House.
Thank you, Representative Clark. Thanks for y'all's work. It's important. We appreciate y'all taking time to come here and be recognized and be with us. Representative Lupton, Representative Roberts. Representatives Lupton and Roberts. So y'all, both of y'all, right? Yep. Ladies are recognized.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We rise today to recognize the incredible impact of the leadership training program and to commend the outstanding students who have participated. This program brought together high school and college students from around our community and brought them to work directly in the Capitol. They didn't just learn about government, they experienced it. Throughout the legislative session, these students stepped into the real day-to-day work of public service, supporting our offices and serving our communities firsthand. Today is especially meaningful because many of these participants are here today and are joined by their friends and family in the gallery. They are here to share one continued goal of bringing more people into this space, the People's House. This program is a testament to what happens when we open the doors of democracy and invite people in early. We are helping to cultivate the next generation of leaders and engaged citizens. We want to extend a special thanks to Melanie Jacobson, whose dream project this is, whose leadership and vision made this program possible, and to every student who showed up and committed themselves to learning. We want to ask that the body join us in recognizing these 30 incredible students who became part of the leadership training program here at the Capitol. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank y'all for being here. Chairman Anderson recognized for a morning order. Representative Bazemore, you're on deck.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Colleagues, today I'd like to recognize the Rabun County boys basketball team, the single A state champions this year, and they're in the gallery up here. If y'all will stand for us up here, we'd like to recognize y'all. Now, with our team today, we also have some of the administrators from Rabun County. We have Kelly McKay, Justin Spillers, Kelsey Thompson, Ansley Fowler. We have Coach David Adcock, the coach of the basketball team. And then we also have Mr. Rick Story, who's known to many of us, who is the director of the Forward Rabun and also a member of the Board of Education. So if y'all will join me in giving these guys a good big hand of applause, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Representative Bazemore and friends.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to invite anyone that's a graduate of Spelman College or you live in DeKalb. So I'd like to recognize two outstanding young women from Spelman College. These young women, there were three of them, only two of them could attend today, Jasmine Stamper and Ariel Hipper. And if you all, both of you would stand. So these two young ladies, driven biology, pre-health students, along with their peers, they co-founded Telepathy, an app for individuals with epilepsy. I can't say it. Thank you. Epilepsy, thank you. The award-winning app is used to aid individuals in managing their epilepsy by providing information and tools that can be used to make a difference in their daily lives. I see that I can't read this whole thing, but I want you to give them a round of applause. And they have also received the 2024-2025
President's Lifetime Achievement Award. And I was at the ceremony, and that's why I felt it was necessary for them to come here and be recognized as outstanding Georgians that are participating in moving Georgia forward. Thank you so much. And I yield the way.
Thank you. Welcome to the People's House, Representative Kendrick and friends. Ladies recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. So today I have the pleasure of welcoming some administrators and school board members and students from the Gwinnett County Public School System, specifically some students from Shiloh High School, which is in my district. And we welcome you to your state capitol. We have a resolution down here to present to you. So welcome to your state capitol. And members, if you could welcome them to their state capitol, they would appreciate it. All right, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Welcome to the state capitol. Thanks for recognizing Representative Al Williams and Representative Evans and Silcox. You're on deck. Representative Williams, Silcox, and Evans are on deck. Gentlemen's recognized and friends.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can we ask Representative Prince and Representative Deloach is off the floor? I don't know where, but we have a limited amount of time to recognize one of the greatest programs in the history of this state. That is the Youth Challenge program that has literally turned around the lives of thousands of young men and young women throughout this state and throughout this country. We have a limited amount, but I've got to say this, that in the gallery, and these people have driven 250 miles here in Georgia. I have several people from Youth Challenge in the gallery. If you will stand, please, if you're in the gallery for Youth Challenge, primarily from Liberty Fort Stewart and from Fort Gordon, we'd like to recognize you. Thank you so much. But we're here really to recognize an outstanding individual, and she's accompanied by some folk that are sitting here with us. Certainly the director, Michael Gillespie, who directs the Fort Stewart program. And also we have with us Charles Trudeau, who helped put this together, and his mentee from Milledgeville, who's here also. But I'm going to ask if you would stand, please, Ms. Barnett. Please stand. Ms. Barnett was one of the first 3 hires in the Youth Challenge program in Georgia and spent 30 years of her life turning around young lives. And these 30 years, after 21 years in the military, a life of service, and thank you for your service, but most of all, thank you, Youth Challenge, for what you do and what you continue to do, and thank you to this General Assembly for the support they have given to Youth Challenge for over 30 years. Thank you very kindly, and thank you. We have a resolution for you that I'll present to you very shortly. Thank you. I'll give it to you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Service and dedication, making people's lives better. Thank you. We appreciate it. And good luck to you, young man. We're proud of you. Representative Evans and Silcox, will you suspend just for a moment? Ladies recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning, colleagues. This morning, Representative Silcox and I had the honor of hosting a group of student leaders from the Westminster schools in Atlanta, the elected student representatives for middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th. They got to hear from state reps on this side, state senators on that side. We told them which chamber was the better of the two. And they also got to hear from Commissioner Tyler Harper, which I think was really good for students from Metro Atlanta to get to hear about how agriculture works, since we don't get to drive by farms every day like folks in other parts of the state. And unfortunately, they had to get back to class, so they're not here, but I told them I would clip this. And so will you please join me in a round of applause for the student leaders at the Westminster schools. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Mary Frances Williams and Representative Campbell. Ladies are recognized. Please give the ladies in the well your attention, and some other friends too.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I'm here to welcome the Wheeler High School Social Studies National Honor Society. I hope some of them are still with us in the gallery. It was founded 2 years ago to increase civic engagement through the weekly civic chats with Wildcats. It's led by a student producer, Hollis Phipps, and they feature videos from leaders across all branches of government as well as representatives from presidential museums. They're working to make civic topics more relevant and personal for students, which I think is very important. They've grown to 80 members in just these 2 years, and they've engaged the student body more than ever before. So welcome to the Wheeler High School Social Studies National Honor Society. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I yield the will.
Welcome to the People's House, Representative Dawson. And friends, yes. You got a good backup there. Representative Dawson.
Mr. Speaker, members of the House, it's a privilege today to welcome party leaders and my neighbors from the Coweta County Democratic Party to the People's House. Will you stand? Thank you for making the trip to Atlanta and for your being here doing the hard work of civic engagement. You guys are truly role models. As we celebrate Coweta County's bicentennial year, we're honored to have you here to mark that history. Coweta is a special community, solid community with an enviable unemployment rate of about 2.9% and a median household income nearing $100,000. So to our guests, thank you for your leadership. Welcome to the Capitol. They are providing lunch for us today. All members are welcome. CLOB 328 for lunch. Sounds like some good food. And you guys come down and take a picture, please. Welcome to the People's House. Thank you. We yield the well. Thank you.
Thanks for being here, and welcome to the People's House. Thank you, Representative Dawson. Representative Maury Crawford is recognized for, and friends recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In a few weeks, we're going to have this golf tournament. Some of you may have heard about it, called the Masters Tournament. And while there are going to be golfers from all over the world that are very talented, I have a group of golfers here today that are significantly better. I have today the Emory University women's golf team that won a national championship, an individual national championship in Karis Cole, led by their coach, Liz Fernandez. If the Emory University golf women's team would stand to be recognized, see you over there. Congratulations to you ladies. I want you guys to come down into the anteroom, friends. Let's take some pictures with some national champions. Remember these names. Thank you. Mr. Speaker, I yield the well.
Thank you, Representative Crawford. Congratulations, Emory. Y'all got a great educational program with great athletics. I think y'all got some other great things going on in the athletics. So congratulations to y'all. Look forward to meeting you. We'll welcome you on down. Thanks for being here. Representative Schofield, recognized for a morning order, and friends.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members of the House, I stand before you to recognize one of the most fascinating group of students from Humphreys Elementary that are in the gallery. I thank the teachers, the staff for bringing them down. If you would please stand and help me recognize the magnificent students from Humphreys Elementary. Woo! Thank y'all for being here, and welcome to the People's House. And Mr. Speaker, I also have the honor of representing and recognizing one of the best cities in District 63, the city of Hateville. We have the staff, council members. Please stand. They're up in the gallery, came down here. Welcome to the People's House. I'll meet you down here to take some pictures. And Mr. Speaker, I yield the will.
Welcome to the People's House. Good having y'all. Representative Mathis. Representative Danny Mathis is recognized for a morning order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, members of the House, folks in the gallery. I am honored. I have 3 resolutions today. The first 2, they're an annual thing for us. We are recognizing the Bleckley County High School girls cross country. The girls cross country team won the state championship this year. They maintain a proud tradition of excellence and equal emphasis on character and academics. This is a fitting finale to a remarkable 2025 season. They captured their 4th consecutive state cross-country championship and its 8th title in the last 10 years. That is awesome. Coach Shelley Cranford and assistant coach Carl Corley are the coaches. We had the individual winners, all-state. Lily Farrell was our individual state champion. Ella Gibbs, a 4th place final overall. Anna Lynch, 5th place overall. Natalie Kitchen, 6th place overall. Clara Lynch, 7th place overall. What a wonderful time. And we got our principal, Brad Knox, over here, and our superintendent from Cochran and Bleckley County, Trey Bellflower's with us. I'd love for the coaches and the girls team to please stand, and let's give them a good welcome. Mr. Speaker, I also want to honor the Bleckley County High School boys cross-country team, Division I. These boys also have character, and academics is one of their high priorities. This is the remarkable 25 campaign. This team captured its 2nd straight and 4th overall state cross-country championship this year. Again, Coach Shelley Cranford and Coach Carl Corley, we appreciate the champions team included all-state runners Jack Harrell as the individual state champion, Ryder Garrett state runner-up, Brody Gibbs 3rd place overall, and Harrison Rogers 6th place overall. Congratulations to you, and I thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, for letting me honor these great people and these great students and coaches. Would y'all please stand, the champions? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Love for y'all to come down, and we'll get some pictures over in the annual room, okay? All right, thank you. Mr. Speaker, I do have one more, and this is more of a serious note. I'd like to honor the City of Cochran Fire Department for on December 25th, 2025, the City of Cochran Fire Department was dispatched to a structure fire on 145 North 6th Street where a female occupant was reported to be trapped within a rapidly burning residence. Chief Brock Wiltshire immediately allocated all available resources to search and rescue operations, and the firefighters entered the residence through an exterior bedroom window under conditions of extreme heat and zero visibility. Upon finding the female subject unconscious and unresponsive, the firefighters quickly removed her from the structure and initiated cardiopulmonary resuscitation before transferring the patient to our local hospital. The firefighters, along with Chief Brock Wiltshire, were Sergeant Colton Clayfield, firefighter Timothy McElroy, firefighter Quang Nguyen, firefighter Bruce Wynn, firefighter Nicholas Melzico, and firefighter Michael Angus. They exemplified decisive leadership, operational discipline, and a clear prioritization of human life under dangerous and rapidly evolving conditions. I am happy to say today that this female victim is recuperating well, had been taken to Augusta Burn Center, and these firefighters should be honored today, and we're glad to do that. So if the chief and the fellow members of the Cochran Fire Department, we thank you so much, and would you please give them a big round of applause. Thank you very, very much, and thank you for being here today. If y'all will come down, we'll get some pictures. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield well.
Thanks for y'all's service, and thanks for rescuing that lady. That's impressive. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Mouth to mouth resuscitation.
What kind did they do?
I knew you were going to say that.
All right, members, I'm going to ask you to come to the floor. We have one of our members who's going to make some remarks, and she has friends and guests here. We welcome them. Glad to have you all with us as well. Members, if you will come to the floor. Members, if you will, if you're in any room, you need to make your presence known on the floor. Doorkeepers, if you'll encourage those folks that are transitioning out of the any room to come back in, and so you may shut the doors and control the noise level in this room. We have a member who served this house and served her constituency and her district with distinction, and we want to give her her time here, and I want you to be very respectful. Representative Park Cannon is recognized to let us know about her service here and where she's headed to next. So Representative Cannon, we appreciate you, and the lady is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today, for my fashionistas and visually impaired friends, I'm wearing a pink undertone, A-line silhouette, knit tweed fabrication. It has a crew neckline with notch, a contrast frame, and a front bow detail. I'm covering my arms with a black cascade front, 3/4 length sleeve organza wrap jacket. And my shoes. They mimic my dress pattern and seem to match perfectly. They're Peyton cap toe, platform Mary Jane pumps. The black leather round toe and height are my two favorite accents. That even though they complement my dress so well, they're not of the same brand. The best fashion advice has always come from my mom and my grandmother, who reminded me to 1, get up, get dressed, because you never know where the day will take you. And 2, always acquire the items that you like, and you will always have something to pair it with. Thank you to the AJC, who twice included me on the best dressed legislators list, and for asking more about the true reason why I focus so deeply on the details of my attire here in the Capitol. It was in college when I visited the National Center for Civil and Human Rights, and I walked upon the well-dressed protester exhibit. This exhibit chronicled the dainty lace socks, patterned dresses, dapper slacks, and flat fedoras, articles of clothing of the leaders in the 1963 March on Washington. They made the work of marching against racial injustice as stylish as Sunday's best, projecting dignity, signaling respectability, as if they were ready to close a deal in dismantling discrimination in America. Fashion has always been a symbol of resistance against monotonous and oppressive environments. And more often than not, many majority members here only spoke to me to compliment my wardrobe. More often than not, for those who were willing to engage me deeper than the surface, I took this opportunity to spark a conversation on policy. So even if you wanted to ignore my idea on maternal mortality, when you'd offer, "Oh, I love your all white with the lace," I'd be able to say, "Yeah, the midwives are coming today. I always wear white when they come. Do you know more about the history of midwifery in Georgia?" But today, I'm not dressed to propose policy, but to celebrate my 10 years in the state capitol. Thank you. Consistently being the youngest woman in the legislature has taught me so much about growing up in front of the public. To the young people who work around us here, thank you for choosing to spend your time bringing light to this dome. Your ideas and innocence remind my colleagues that this world does not revolve only around them. This world is to be made better so that you may inherit clean drinking water, fresh air, and freedoms like democracy. For legislators, here are 5 simple actions you can take to mentor young people on your teams and the young legislators who were elected just like you. Start by asking what we're interested in. Pick up on microaggressions from others and defend us. Introduce us to companies and organizations that align with our work. Attend and highlight our events. And show kindness to the diversity of our staff who might be differently abled, new to the Capitol culture, transgender, or with accents that are unique from your own. Build a coalition and community with young people instead of pontificating that we don't have righteous rage nor important ideas. Because what I have seen is exemplary research and sound studies from Georgia students. As our intern says, being here at the Capitol reminds our young folks that change is possible and that their place is this place. Now, I know that I couldn't have served a decade in the Capitol without the support system that I have today. Thank you to my family. My mom, who has become a second mom to so many around here. You are brilliant, you are beautiful, and you are blessed. Love you. My brother watching online, who has flown from far to protect me, and is just like my dad, military and up early, hardworking with a plan. Congratulations on your recent marriage and bringing me an amazing sister-in-love. I hope that we're making Daddy and Grandpappy proud with all that we're doing. To my cousins, uncles, aunts, and family in Chicago, Georgia, New York, North Carolina, California, and abroad. To my godmother and my godsister, especially you, Ashley, it was the highlight of my legislative session to help you welcome your first baby boy at the hospital last week as your doula. My partner, for your compassion, intelligence, and for always being one step ahead or behind me with your own purpose. God has really set us out to do great work to satisfy him. Thank you to my security team, attorneys, therapists, chiropractors, speaking engagement clearinghouse, and hair and makeup squads. To the queer community leaders who show me how to be fabulously authentic. Devin Barrington Ward and his family, Bentley, Jeff, Timim, Miko, Miss Lawrence, Shannon and Shannon, the Ballroom Houses, and Monica Simpson. The drag queens who do my story hours, to Jen and Jamie, Ace Xavier, Dr. Elijah, Jay Amir, Mari, and Kyle Lamont, who is running to succeed me. To some of my best friends in this world, Kwajalein, Rula and John, and Kisa, thank you for all that you do for me. To my seniors who leave me long voicemails, Miss Melissa Firestone, Mr. Sidney Atkins, Miss Helene Mills, and Mr. William Rush. To my former state representative friends who have become like family, Renita Shannon, Abel Mabel Thomas, Brenda Lopez Romero, Leader Beverly, Whip Bodie, B. Wynn, and David Dreyer, for your intersectional work and your outstanding advice. Thank you to former Representative Simone Bell and Leader Stacey Abrams for seeing the legislator in me and for always sending me love. To my current colleagues, too many to name on the floor. Imani Barnes, Sandra Scott, Kim Schofield, Derek Jackson, Eric Bell, Sam Park, Leader Hughley, the entire leadership team, we are headed towards the majority. To the people who passed away and left marks on my life that lift me up: Marshall Rancifer, former Senator Vincent Fort, Jemida Orange, and many, many more. To the people who bring life, the birth worker community, my hospital admin team, my manager, my supervisor, and backup doulas. I applaud you for being resilient and enduring a time where Black women die 3 times the rate of non-Black women, yet elected officials tell you that it isn't an emergency. As you intercede so that new life can pass through, you withstand low wages and lack of reimbursement, few safety net facilities, underfunded programs, stringent eligibility protocols, and so much more. We will overcome. I believe another doula will join the assembly next year, and that's so exciting too. To the reproductive justice community, thank you to Loretta Ross and the founding mothers of the reproductive justice movement in America. Thank you to Sister Song for being my forever political home. To Feminist Center for showing me how to care for someone through trauma with compassion and empathy, in spite of a world that does not allow it. To SNAPCO, Amplify, Sister Love, Repro for All, LPAC, Atlanta North Georgia Labor Council, Georgia Equality, Move On, Victory Fund, Vote Pro-Choice, Georgia's Win List, to the Future Action Fund, Moms Demand Action, the Committee for New Georgia, Emily's List, Anise, Pro-Georgia, the ACLU of Georgia, Black Voters Matter, Ms. Deborah Scott, Georgia Stand Up, 100 Black Men, and so many more. To the families of Rayshard Brooks, who died from police brutality. To the family of Ahmaud Arbery, who died because of racial hatred. To the family of Kari Burns, who passed due to environmental injustice. To the families of Adriana Smith, Candy Miller, and Amber Nicole Thurman, who lost their lives because of the state's overreach, inaction, and disregard for medical emergencies. To all of my team members from years past: Kip Estrella, Jamae Ross, Michela Kristen, Kenyette Kenny, Portia Michelle, John and Aubrey, Layla, Sanaya, Jen, Jennifer, Libby, Gabriel, Jackson, Lucas, Ebony, Francesca, Imani, Liz, Trinity, Honor, Austin, Lauren, Jonathan, Royce, Rain, Morgan, Jake, Tristan, Karina, and my campaign teams, the Georgia House Democratic Caucus staff, the Black Caucus staff, House Media, and Fulton County Government Affairs. I've always known the importance of including activists and transgender people on my staff. It's made some people uncomfortable, but I hope you will reconsider. To my Capitol admins, thank you, Ms. Jennifer, Fatai, Vanessa, Logan, Trinity, Lasha, and Sammy. To the District 58 constituents, across the 20 neighborhoods, across the NPUs, L, M, N, R, S, T, V, and X, for your detailed neighborhood meetings, the detailed District 58-day mutual aid sessions, parades, porch parties, ribbon cuttings, and to every parent and student who has visited the Capitol, everyone who has donated and volunteered on the trail. for my 58 favorite places in District 58. You know who you are, including churches, restaurants, gyms, parks, museums, nonprofits, art galleries, dance studios, schools, libraries, shops, hospitals, and so much more. Your vibrant scenes have seen the parts of me that this capital doesn't. The ballroom dancer who competes in cha-cha, the two-dog mom on a slow stroll, and so much more. Thank you to God for seeing it fit to give me life and abundance of discernment, for placing me into amazing faith communities, like the Vision Cathedral of Atlanta with Bishop O.C. Allen, the historic Ebenezer Baptist Church with my pastor, Raphael Warnock, Natasha Rice, Dominique King, Bronson Woods, and John Vaughn, for sending me Change Church with Dr. Darius Daniels. You know, one of my favorite verses is Matthew 7:7-8. It states, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you." This verse underscores the importance of persistent prayer and has strengthened my faith to trust in God's willingness to answer. It has encouraged me to actively participate in spiritual seeking and to feel no shame for being an inquisitive truth seeker. Because 5 years ago today, I knocked on a closed wooden door downstairs as a voter suppression bill was being signed underneath the portrait of a plantation. I was arrested, sustained injuries, charged with 2 felonies, and taken to Rice Street Jail. Thank you to the Dr. King family for praying with me and escorting me back into the People's House. For all the folks who came out with Stand with Park Cannon t-shirts and made a path for me to re-enter this place with dignity. Since my unlawful arrest has been thrown out for lack of merit, debated before the Georgia Supreme Court, and proven that I was not wrong, I'm excited to inspire the next generation of activists to keep knocking for what's right, in spite of closed doors, through launching the Keep Knocking Fellowship, which launches in April across 15 states. We're inspiring 1,000 students and young people who are eligible or who are newly registered voters for the 2026 general election. We call these change makers door knockers and door openers, to be engaged in the political sphere, to possess a basic understanding of civic participation, and to break the cycles of intimidation and broken communication between lawmakers and young people. Because I quickly learned down here that there are no permanent friends nor permanent enemies in politics, and that advocacy requires playing the long game, not a short one, and that persistence and patience is what gets good policies through. So for anyone who is sad that I'm moving on for now, just know that good work will continue and that I will keep knocking. For anyone who is happy or relieved that I am moving on, just know that I have more eyes and ears down here than you think. And I will continue to hold you accountable for your bad policy making. I will keep knocking on your doors. So to my colleagues, I ask you now, who is ready to not just be an ally to the communities I've represented, but to be an accomplice as we advance justice for all? If it's you, I ask that you knock on wood. And this isn't a goodbye. It's a see y'all later, and I'll keep knocking. Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Representative Cannon, Representative Park Cannon, for your work. Thank you for your advocacy for some very important issues. Thank you to family members for being here. We appreciate that and your support you've given her over the years, and we know that won't end. She still has a long way to go. So we appreciate you and appreciate what you've done. And would love to take a photo with your family. If you would come up, we'd love to do that. Thank you, members, for honoring and giving your attention to Representative Park Cannon and appreciating her service. Members, we're going to be in recess, but first, I'm going to recognize the Rules Chairman, Chairman Parrish, for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to ask the members of the Rules Committee to meet me in room 341 at 1:15. 1:15, room 341. Thank you.
I think that's 1 hour from now. This House will be in recess until 1:45. 1:45. Representative Hong, I didn't see you. She has an announcement. Ladies recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Majority Caucus will have a lunch upon adjournment in 4:03. Thank you.
This House will be in recess until 1:45. We have one more.
All right.
Chairman's recognized.
All right, House Judiciary will meet upon adjournment right now, and we got one little bill to take up. Thank you.
Where are you going to be, Chairman?
132.
Chairman Gunther, House Judiciary will be in room 132 right now upon recess. This House will stand in recess until 1:45 p.m. Thank you.